Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're doing episode 14 of Hot and Cold. This is a series I like to do where I pick out the best, known as the hot, the worst, known as the cold, and the middle-of-the-road tracks that have been released over the past week. Specifically for this upload, we'll be looking at any songs put out between October 7th and October 13th, 2018. As per usual, the songs will be linked down in the description, and if you have any suggestions on songs that I may have missed, feel free to hit me up. One quick side note before we get into the list of songs that I've prepared for this week, there will be some extra tracks linked down in the description. Now those are there just because I haven't been uploading to the series as frequently as I would like to, but feel free to check them out. They've come out over the past month or so, but yeah, those are some of the ones that I really like. Getting into the hot tracks, which in my opinion were the best from the past week, we have the newest single from Weezer. It's called Can't Knock the Hustle, and this song, it's just snappy pop rock. It's like ecstasy to the ears. It features some solid production. The lyrics are meta, they're funny, they're appealing to anyone who wants to see Rivers Cuomo explain his place in the music industry at this point. And without any doubt, it's immensely better than anything on Pacific Daydream, the band's last LP. Honestly, just check out this new single from Weezer. They're now in this era of the Black Album, which is something that they've been teasing for a long time. I know it's something that I'm looking forward to. I hope you are too. Elsewhere last week, we have more great material being dropped by Young the Giant. This new song, Brother's Keeper, is definitely gorgeous all over, from the falsettos, the infectious bass line, and the driving drum beat that really captures the song's catchy quality. The new record, Mirror Master, is out now. It's definitely taking a full-on approach to introspection, finding your voice in 2018 without others influencing your thoughts and feelings. And be sure to keep an eye out for the review that I will be doing for this record coming out soon. Moving on from there, I want to give a shout out to a band that's been at it for quite some time now. They're Said the Whale. They're from Vancouver, BC. True North Strong on True North Reviews here. The Juno Award-winning indie rock band is back at it with a super catchy tune that feels organically urgent. It also showcases tight production quality and mature songwriting. No, it's not about hating on Americans. It's about distancing ourselves from the hateful rhetoric that has been clouding the modern landscape of the United States of late. And no matter the interpretation that you take with this song, only one real question remains. Who is Kevin? Rounding out the hot tracks this week, we have a couple songs being dropped in the form of a collaboration between the English producer, ambient music pioneer Brian Eno, and Irish singer-songwriter and vocalist from My Bloody Valentine, Kevin Shields. If you're into drone music as much as I am after listening to Tim Hecker's new record, definitely check these songs out. They're called The Weight of History and Only Once Away, My Son. The long run times are well justified. Don't see it as a chore to get through them. Just put it on for a late night listen or while completing a tedious task. Now onto the middle-of-the-road tracks. Definitely not the best, not the worst songs that I've heard over the past week, but definitely still something worth mentioning. Kicking off this list here, we have Love You Anymore by Michael Bublé. This is the new single for his forthcoming record. This new song here is very minimalist, very simplistic. I wouldn't object to it if I heard it in a playlist full of his music, but it's definitely not Michael's best work. It's more underwhelming than anything else. Run the Jewels have dropped a new single for the soundtrack of the blockbuster film Venom. It's called Let's Go, The Royal We. And this one really just sounds like a Tribe Called Quest song that lacks much of its punch, mainly because of the muddy production that may work for some of its appeal along with Killer Mike's flow. But the rest of the track is just meh. Not really as charismatic as it could be. I just think that LP kind of ruins the track for me personally. And the final middle-of-the-road track that I've picked out this week, it's called Preach by Swizz Beatz. I really like the previous single from Swizz Beatz. It's called 25 Soldiers, which is surprising because a lot of Young Thug's features have been pretty forgettable in recent memory, but Swizz Beatz has got me pumped up for his new record with another decent single. This one's featuring Jim Jones. Again, it's called Preach. Some interesting production on this one, with the hi-hats being replaced with what sounds like really airy or breathy panting. Overall, it's just a short little track that executes on something a little different for the rap scene of 2018. Give it a try if you want to hear something different from the popular mainstream trap artists. And now onto the cold tracks, definitely the worst songs that I heard over the past week by far. Kicking that off, we have a new song from Quavo featuring Lil Baby. It's called Lose It. The 808s on this one, they are catchy. The instrumental running behind the drums is also compelling, but I'm just really put to sleep with the flow from Quavo. It's just generic trap that is really overhyped at this point. Elsewhere, we have Drake being featured on a new track by Bad Bunny. It's called Mia. It's not generic trap, but it is Latin music. Am I surprised by this? Not really. I mean, Drake did have a 25-track album from this year that was already an indication that he is pandering for the sake of sales. And maybe let's just humor ourselves for a second. Maybe it's not because of the money. Maybe it's just because Drake wants to follow this Latin trend of music with Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez. My God, Talkie Talkie was such a bad song from the end of September. But why is such a big name artist like Drake following this trend? He has the influential power over artists. He's had it for a long time. Why not make music that is going to represent like the best of what you are instead of just sounding awkward in a different language? And sure, I can't rip on him for maybe stepping out of his comfort zone, but it's hard to listen to this new song without really feeling like he's just catching a wave of what other artists are doing right now. And the last song I want to talk about this week on Hot and Cold, it's called Not a Damn Thing Changed by Lucas Graham. You might remember him from the track 7 Years that came out a few years ago. Not quite 7, but it will be there soon enough. Yeah, so Lucas Graham is back this time around with a bit more of a dark and gloomy kind of vibe to this song. What can I say about this song? Well, you'll like it as much as you like the vocal performance. The form of the song isn't really anything spectacular, so yeah, really it's up to the vocals to make or break this track for you. And there you have it, there's the newest episode of Hot and Cold said and done. Now I want to hear from you. Sound off down below in the comments, agree or disagree. I'm here to engage with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. My name is Ryan from True North Reviews, and as always, have a rockin' day. Thanks for listening.